Louisiana. She's the exception and never the rule. She's a mystery that asks not to be solved, but simply to be experienced. Louisiana, where you can come as you are and leave different.
Whether you're planning a Louisiana convention, family reunion, or a southern vacation, the Louisiana Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus connects you to information sources throughout the state. The Louisiana Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus. The Baton Rouge Area Convention and Visitors Bureau welcomes you and yours to Baton Rouge, Louisiana's state capital. From the old governor's mansion to fabulous dining and Zydeco dancing, Baton Rouge, authentic Louisiana at every turn.
Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits, featuring Cajun-style chicken, red beans and rice, and buttermilk biscuits, all flavored by the memories and imaginations of Louisiana chefs. Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits, committed to preserving Louisiana's flavor heritage.
Here in Louisiana, we have a saying, we don't eat to live, we live to eat. And y'all, that could have a double meaning. In every bayou village and home we visited, we found one thing to be true. Although all of our dishes taste great, they're not all good for us. So my mission today is to take our time-honored recipes and make them a little healthier for us. I'm Chef D.Folse. Welcome to Louisiana Cooking with a Change of Heart. Nice to see you. How you doing? Good, good. Hey, man, give me a duck call. Quick. Hey, I got a duck call from Sammie. Hey, welcome everybody to my home kitchen. It's so nice to have you. Wow, what a great audience here today. Y'all, you're all here for one reason and one reason only. This guy, my good buddy Sammie Faulk. How are you doing? From Big Lake, Louisiana, around Lake Charles.
Lake Charles.
And he sent me a fabulous recipe, y'all, for a goose, which we're going to look at in a minute. But Sammie, in honor of you, I brought the oldest Cajun band and the best Cajun band in the world, the Hackberry Ramblers, and your dad's a member, been a member for about 30 years. Hit me something, y'all, for Sammie. Go ahead. I tell you, what a fabulous band. We're going to hear more from them, too. Y'all, now the recipe you sent was a roasted goose.
Right.
One of the wild geese out of the prairies of Louisiana. And y'all, to know how to cook it, I actually went out to the lodge where Sammie resides with all of his friends and brings folks into Louisiana for hunting and fishing. So he gave us a lesson in how to do that goose. At least his dad, Johnny, did, who's in the band back here. So y'all join us as you can find out exactly what I learned that day. Boy, I tell you, my guys had a great time back there. If there's any doubt why Louisiana's state motto is Sportsman's Paradise, just take a look at this. Today we travel to Lake Charles, Louisiana as the guest of Captain Sammie Faulk for an introduction to Grosse Savanne Lodge, a duck hunter's paradise. The day begins with a boat ride through the marsh grass, with the destination being one of those unique duck blinds, the perfect spot to hunt and gather dinner. I've known Sammie Faulk for many years, and when seeking ducks, geese, and fish in South Louisiana, Sammie Faulk is the man to call. It's a virtual contest between hunters to see who can blow that perfect call to bring the ducks within range of the blind, and today there was true success. Y'all, it was the Civil War all over again. This marsh is Sammie's home, and he and his fellow hunters are all about conservation. And it's places like Grosse Savanne Lodge that help introduce the outside world to our beautiful coastline. The lodge offers first-class accommodations and is filled with artwork and antiques that play a large part in the experience of being here. It offers visitors a fantastic opportunity to exchange stories of the past here in Bayou Country while learning about the world outside. Oh, the stories Sammie can tell about interesting visitors who have walked through these doors, including his father John, a member of the world-famous Louisiana musical group, the Hackberry Ramblers. John is sharing his speckle belly recipe with us today.
Make a hole in the breast, 2 holes.
John puts 2 holes in the breast of the speckle belly goose, and therein lies his secret. These holes are stuffed with his special marinade and then seasoned with garlic and onions and green onions and all kind of good flavors are then inserted into the holes for extra flavor. The goose is then seasoned inside and out with salt and pepper, and then fruit such as apples is inserted into the cavity for that grapefruit flavor. There's as many great recipes for roasting geese and ducks in South Louisiana as there are good cooks, but some of the best and most sought after come from camp cooks in places like Grosse Savanne. They cook game every day, so they sure know how to do it. John places his bird in one of those large Magnolite pots, set the temperature at 350, and then he cooks that bad boy till the meat falls from the bones. That's a couple of hours. And then, y'all, when it's done, I get the ultimate challenge.
Come on, John, try to outdo this.
Y'all take a look at this. Well, I tell you, you can just look at that goose and tell that it's not only roasted to perfection, it's good and juicy as well, just the way game should be. Well, y'all, it was a gorgeous day in Sportsman's Paradise, and you know what? I can't wait for the day that I can return to Big Lake. Sammie, I'll tell you, that goose looked fantastic, and you heard his challenge.
Yeah.
See if you can beat this. It's not bad enough he cooks a great goose. He wants to beat me up after, huh?
That's it.
Now, you were a guest on the show once before, many years ago. Remember that? Huh?
Right.
But I tell you what, we had a great time, and I think you brought me some.
Brought some speckle bellies in for you to cook later.
Well, it's great. Yeah, I'm cooking them now.
Yeah.
A few years later. Nice to have you and your wife here with us as well. So, and y'all, the Hackberry Ramblers, one of the oldest bands in Louisiana. And Ben, why don't you introduce everybody?
I will. I'll start with our one of our 2 founding members at 92 years young, Mr. Edwin Duhan. 89 years old, Mr. Ludren Darbone. These are the 2 gentlemen who founded the band back in 1933. We have a member since 1959, our lead guitarist and MC, Mr. Glenn Croker. We have Sammie's dad and the chef extraordinaire, Johnnie Faulk, on bass.
Right.
My name's Ben Sandmel.
Okay, y'all. Now let's give him a big hand. And have no fear, y'all. They will be entertaining us a little later. Let me introduce Rex, y'all, my lead camera guy, and he's going to be here stirring the pot with us today. So as you see Rex coming in, hey, just ignore he and I, okay? Y'all, let me show you. Y'all gave me a great challenge with the goose because the speckle belly geese of Louisiana, just fantastic flavor.
Excellent.
Really, really nice. Now, where did this one came from around your area?
In a Sweet Lake, in the fields there, a lot of rice fields and fields where the geese really like to come in. We have a lot of them.
Well, I'll tell you what, and the lodge that we saw there, I mean, is that where hunters come from all over the world to take part?
Yeah, they flock in, just like the geese.
Well, good. I tell you, what a beautiful place. I need to flock there myself. Let me show y'all what we're doing with the goose today. Now, Rex, this is one of those Louisiana speckled belly geese. I mean, just beautiful flavor. And, of course, it has that great wild flavor as well. And I'm cooking the goose as Johnnie Faulk did with all of these wonderful seasonings. I have apples and grapes and carrots. I even have, okay, here, Rex, I have an apple right off my own Louisiana apple tree right there. See that? That's going to make my goose put it over the edge from his. You see right there, my own apple. Now, but actually, since 95% of my viewers won't be able to have a speckled belly, I went to the store and I got this domestic goose. Now, the main difference between the domestic and, of course, the speckled belly out of the marsh of Louisiana is the fat content. And just take a look at the fat, y'all, that was taken off. I started off by removing all of this excess fat. And after I baked the first goose, Rex, take a look at this. This is how much fat I removed out of the cooking pan just to make sure that my guests wouldn't eat all of that. So with that being said, Rex, let's go cook this thing for Sammie. I should say for Johnny back here, because Johnny's the one who gave me the greatest challenge. Huh? Okay, y'all, look at the goose here. Now, as I said, I pulled all of that excess fat off. Now, Johnny, I'm going to season this bad boy, just the way you did, but I'm going to start with salt substitute. A lot of it, and when you cook with salt substitute, y'all remember, season after the dish is cooked as well, because you need to put extra flavor in. Granulated garlic, a lot of granulated garlic. This has an intense flavor. Pepper, as much as you want. Now, Johnny put what, cayenne pepper, black pepper, white pepper, every pepper you could get your hands on, right? Okay, good. Now I'm going to put extra pepper in there. And y'all, look at here, Rex. Grab that nice little platter right here. Look at all the seasonings gone in here. I'm going to put a couple of onions down in here. I have garlic, a whole pot of garlic. I'm going to put some carrot sticks down in my goose as well. So just move them down in there. I'm cooking my goose, Rex. This is it right here, cooking my goose. Putting all of that celery in there, and apples. I'm putting 2 red apples and green apples. And the great news about apples in game cooking, y'all, or in domestic cooking, is that they absorb about 50% of their weight in fat. So you put them in here, and they're going to absorb all that flavor. Now, Sammie, your dad told me that he always put some slits under the breast, and I want to show this to Rex right here, because you see that the slits are under the breast that I've stuffed with garlic and green onions and parsley. Of course, Johnny just told me he puts some spicy jalapeno mustard in his. He held that out on me. You know what I mean? These Cajun cooks wear me out, y'all. But that's okay. That's okay. Now I have a double challenge, Johnny. So, okay, now, again, on the outside, you have to over-season the outside, because remember, there's a lot of fat on this goose here, and I want to make sure that as I season it, it's going to self-baste. It's going to just really baste nicely. A lot of pepper. Rex, you seeing all that here? Look at that pepper right there. Oh, you talk about good, y'all. And look, by putting, I'm going to put a little light margarine in the pan, and had I done what a lot of people like to do with these things, skin the goose to take the majority of the fat out of the skin, I would reduce the fat 75% in this dish. But not skinning it, I reduce it 50%, just by taking out all of that excess fat off of the goose as well. Now, around the roasting pan, old Dutch oven, put these beautiful fruits and carrots and celery and all that nice stuff. This is the way to do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Even at the hunting camp. This would pass at the hunting camp, huh? I think this would pass at the hunting camp.
Sure
oyster
will.
mushrooms. Look at that, Johnny. Oyster mushrooms, huh? I'm going to throw some oyster mushrooms in there. I need everything I can to beat your goose. Get in there. Grapes. Grapes, y'all, all over that goose. This is the food of the gods here, so I'm using that to my advantage. Now, y'all, once all of this is in like this, of course, I could even put some of my own fresh garlic right on top of it like that. And if I wanted to, I could put a little touch of this beautiful olive oil, because just a tablespoon of olive oil would just give it a really nice crisp skin right on the top there. So I'm going to put a little touch of the olive oil there as well. So as I rub that in, now y'all, what I would do here, 375 degree oven, 375 degree oven. This goose took about, somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 hours, 2.5 hours to cook. The salt substitute I put on this goose cut the sodium in this goose by 66%. And I recommend cooking it the day before eating, because then the fat rises to the top of the cooking pan and you can scoop it all off the next morning from the refrigerator and then slow heat it in the oven for about 2 hours at 250, and you can have a magnificent goose. Rex, take a look at what I have over there. You see that? See that goose over there, Rex? Take a look at that beautiful goose. Golden brown, y'all. Now remember, this is a domesticated goose, not the speckle belly, but I cooked it with the same exact style, other than that Creole, other than that mustard with the jalapenos Johnny hid from it. And Rex, look down at the dressing, that bed of dressing that the goose is sitting on. That is a fried oyster dressing, y'all. Just beautiful fried oyster dressing. We do not serve goose in Louisiana without some type of a bed of dressing fit to sit on. So I want to show y'all how I made the fried oyster dressing, if y'all ready for that. Rex, you ready to do that? Yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to get my pot heating up here, because I have a lot of good things to show y'all about dressings in Louisiana. Dressings or stuffings, as I call it. Take a look at this first right here. The Hackberry Ramblers in my kitchen here. They good cooks too, y'all. Okay, look, right here. I'm sorry, Rex, I'm sorry. Instead of the pork, y'all, instead of this fatty pork, I'm using ground turkey and ground lean beef. This is 6% fat beef, so I really cut the fat a lot here. And since it's a fried oyster dressing, Rex, just take a look at this. Oysters in the half shell, beautiful out off of the Gulf of Mexico. And look at here, fresh shucked this morning, Rex. Fresh shucked in oyster liquid, the liquid right in the pan. I'm even putting oyster mushrooms here too, you see. There's my oyster mushrooms again. So you ready to cook this thing? Let me show you what we did here. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you better be ready here. Now, while I'm stirring this up, I got my, Rex, what I'm doing here, I'm taking my fried turkey. I've already started to fry this. You see, it's kind of light here. And then I have my, my ground beef as well, and I'm putting it, I got it nice and brown here because I wanted to make sure that these colors, once they came together, nobody in the world would know that this is lean meat. Y'all, whenever you modify food, and I'm cutting the fats tremendously in here, 75% reduction in fats in this dish. You think I'm going to invite somebody to eat goose at my house and say, hey, y'all, come on, I got a low-fat dressing. Oh, yeah, come on, y'all, come on. They're going to say, I'm not going over there. So, of course not. People want to eat good food, and I can make food good and still good for us by slight modification, just like this. They won't ever know the difference. All right, now into this. Rex, a little bit onion, because you have to have good onions and dressing like that. You have to have celery. You see that going in? Oh, colored bell pepper, y'all. Whenever I modify a dish, I always like to put the color in it. And the lean turkey, the lean beef, and the low-fat margarine that I started down the bottom of the pot, I reduced the fat 75%, as I mentioned in this dish. 75%. But look how gorgeous it looks. Just really beautiful in here. Now, once these vegetables saute for just a second here, y'all, what I'm going to do next is to add the rest of my seasonings. I'm going to put garlic. Y'all like garlic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, everybody likes garlic in Louisiana. Look at that, Rex. I'm going to put a little extra for you in the camera right there. There you go. Now, you go ahead and work. Stir that pot for me. There you go. Rex stirs the pot with the camera. I like that, huh? Okay, now, y'all, one of my secret ingredients, Louisiana oysters. I'm going to put them down in the pot right now, along with, and Rex, quit stirring my pot and look at those chicken livers. See those chicken livers? I've poached them back here, and I'm going to put it in the pot. I'm going to put a couple of them in there. You know why? I want to chop them up because I don't want anybody to know that I have chicken livers and oysters in the dressing. Because some people say, I don't like chicken livers. I hate chicken livers. Oh, I hate oysters. Oh, well, I don't have them in here, y'all. Come on, jump in. Oh, c'est bon. Whoo, you talk about. Okay, y'all, now that the oysters and the chicken livers are down in there, I'm going to chop that nicely. I'm going to put a bay leaf in here. One good bay leaf, Rex. Rex loves herbs, y'all. Basil and thyme. I'm putting some basil and thyme. See how he jumps on the pot when I put the herbs in, huh? You notice that? Oh, he loves it. Now I'm going to put a little bit sage. I love sage in my dressing, y'all. Sage is a great dressing. And another thing, in modifying recipe, modifying fat, go ahead and put in a lot of the things that are really good for you. You know, Sammie, I'm sitting here stirring up all this stuff, and you know, and I notice your mother is right next to you. Why don't you introduce her to everybody right here?
This is my mother, Eddie Mae Faulk.
Yeah. Now, Eddie Mae, I have to ask you, what about you being married to a musician for about 30 years? I mean, you hear all the stories about musicians. Is it, are you going to stick with him a while or what?
Well, I'm thinking about it.
How long have y'all been married?
57 years.
Oh, I think you ought to stick with him a couple more years, huh? Okay, y'all. Sammie, give me a duck call. I didn't hear it a while ago. While I pour this juice in here, you give me a duck call.
How about a little goose?
A goose call. Huh?
Get out of the way.
Y'all, I'm going to put, hey, that's fantastic. Y'all, I'm going to put a little bit of my stock in here like this. And while this is cooking, I have to add the last thing to my dressing, and that is my fried oysters. And I'll tell you what, Rex, you ready for the fried oysters? Jump over here. Because, y'all, take a look at the fried oysters here. I have a cornmeal, And the cornmeal is seasoned with cayenne pepper, black pepper, and salt. And I have my fresh oysters. I'm going to dip them in the cornmeal. And then I'm going to fry them in this fryer. Now, you're saying frying in low fat? No, I'm modifying. I want fried oysters to be crispy and nice, so I'm going to use the fat. I just reduced it in that pot. You with me? That's what modifying is all about. I need a little frying music, y'all. Y'all go ahead and give me a little frying music. Y'all ready? Go ahead. I said, no frying music. Give me a hand, y'all. Oh, man, I tell you what, these guys are fantastic. Now, you know, somebody told me they won the Grand Ole Opry in what, 1999?
Right.
1999. And who gave the fiddle to the Hall of Fame?
Mr. Darbone did.
Gave the fiddle. Now, he was one of the oldest members, founding members, right?
Right.
Gave his fiddle away, huh? Man, I wish I had that fiddle today. Huh? Congratulations, guy. What a great band. Look at my fried oysters here. How do you like those, huh? Oh, I'll take one of those, huh? Pull one of those hot oysters off of there. Oh, yeah, it might be hot, but I tell you what, you got to have good oysters. Okay, now, Rex, let me show you what I have. Just follow me all the way across the room, Rex. All the way with our Cajun two-step. There you go. Now, look at this bowl right here. I take my rice, I take my dressing after it's cooked in that pot over there for about, let's say, 30 minutes. Once it cooks for 30 minutes, then I mix it with an equal parts of rice, y'all, and I mix it until it's nice and golden brown like this. Just take a look at that. See that dressing? And then I top it with French fried oysters right on the side. And again, you know, 75% less fat. Now, what would I serve this with, y'all? Oh, I tell you, I got some Sammie. Just for you and your dad and the band and your mother and all your friends. I did a great day. Y'all, look at these beautiful crawfish pies. The crawfish, oh, yeah. Oh, the crawfish pies, y'all, filled with Louisiana crawfish right here. Light margarine in the dough, evaporated skim milk, egg substitute, y'all, 60% less fat, 57% less cholesterol in these beautiful little crawfish pies by using all the light stuff. Look here, Rex, hold on. Look at crawfish. See that? Okay, y'all, in the next thing, look right here, a warm potato salad right next to us. So you see this beautiful warm potato salad, Rex? And look, look, a little beer in this dressing. Warm potato salad, I cut the oil in half, and I used a little olive oil. I put Creole mustard in the dish, no mayonnaise, so 90% less fat in this recipe. Isn't that fantastic? Y'all, I have good. Y'all, I have oysters frying. I have one question. Who says mama's cooking can't be healthy, huh? Absolutely nobody. Good. Y'all, the Hackberry Ramblers are going to play the most famous song in Louisiana, the Cajun national anthem. They're going to take us out with Jolie Blanc, y'all, my favorite song. Hey, give me a hand.
Jolie Blanc.
Louisiana. She's the exception and never the rule. She's a mystery that asks not to be solved, but simply to be experienced. Louisiana, where you can come as you are and leave different.
Whether you're planning a Louisiana convention, family reunion, or a southern vacation, the Louisiana Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus connects you to information sources throughout the state. The Louisiana Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus. The Baton Rouge Area Convention and Visitors Bureau welcomes you and yours to Baton Rouge, Louisiana's state capital. From the old governor's mansion to fabulous dining and Zydeco dancing, Baton Rouge, authentic Louisiana at every turn.
Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits, featuring Cajun-style chicken, red beans and rice, and buttermilk biscuits, all flavored by the memories and imaginations of Louisiana chefs. Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits, committed to preserving Louisiana's flavor heritage.
Something old and something new. Louisiana Cooking with a Change of Heart is available for $29.95. This companion book to the television series features over 150 recipes. To order, please send check or money order to the address shown on your screen. A Taste of Louisiana, Louisiana Cooking with a Change of Heart is available for $19.95. This VHS video contains one episode of Chef D.Folse's new television series. Please send check or money order to the address on your screen and mention the show number with your order.